Welcome to my challenge lab. My name's Shani, and if you like watching someone struggle through random challenges they set themselves, pretty much question all of their life choices, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a challenge I completed last year when I signed up to walk 100 kilometres over 2 days in the Cotswolds Way Ultra Challenge. There were highs and there were lows.
Oh, I'm so sick. Mud is just everywhere.
So let's get into it. So why on earth did I set myself the challenge to walk 100 kilometres? Well, I'd basically just finished training for my first ever half marathon, and obviously at that exact moment, pretty much never wanted to run again in my entire life. However, I did like the structure and discipline that working towards a specific event gave me, especially when I had handed over some of my good British pounds to attend the event. So I took to the internet searching for my next physical challenge and stumbled across the Ultra Challenge website. I hadn't heard of them before, but their website had me intrigued. It turns out they basically put on loads of different events across the year, and the idea is that you can walk, jog or run different distances in a fully supported event. So there are a ton of different distance options to select when you book, from the full 100 kilometres down to like 25 kilometre segments or even 10k efforts, I think. The next decision you want to make is whether you want to complete the full distance in one go, walking through the night in their continuous event, or whether you want to split the distance up with a night of camping in between. Yeah, I went for the second option, as I'm not a complete nutter and didn't really like the idea of stumbling around the dark on legs that no longer work. I believe my ticket price came to about £195. On top of this, I added a camping spot and tent hire, which was like £60, and then a long stay car parking ticket for the weekend, which was like £6. Okay, so yeah, not the cheapest event. And it was a bit of a step up from my £25 half marathon ticket, but it was like a super well organised event with 2 days worth of like all your meals, snacks and drinks. Obviously I had camping as well. Okay, so I'd bought my ticket, booked my tent, and even managed to rope my sister into signing up with me. So now that all that was left to do was to do the plan.
Ah, the doing, yes. Yes, the doing.
Equipment-wise, I really didn't need that much for this challenge. I used my trail runners that I already had and my running vest to carry all my water and snacks. I don't think I bought anything specifically for this event. Oh no, apart from, I did buy one thing. I bought these this pack of 2 collapsible coffee cups for me and Robin. I got them on Amazon for like 12 quid or something, I think. And they were like pretty cool. These like little like fold away cups that when you're not using them, they just like squish down into nothing. And yeah, we use them constantly for like coffee and fizzy drinks and stuff that we didn't want to fill up our main bottles with. Equipment cost then, pretty minimal, I'd say. Okay, so I've done like one long distance walk before this challenge where I managed 50 kilometres in a day, but well, that ended up in tears. So let's just say I was a beginner in the long distance walking arena. I was going to need some serious training to pull this off. Enter ChatGPT, the coach always supportive of my random ideas. Together, me and the GPT came up with a 3-month training plan which involved some gym sessions, some light running and slowly building up my walking distance.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So yeah, it started out great. But then about halfway through my plan, I had my birthday and then I went on holiday, and I mean the plan just sort of went out the window.
Doesn't matter. There are only 4 rules you need to remember. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
I did make sure to do my long walk every week, as I knew that was the most important, and some days it was really nice to be out.
So nice up here. It's amazing. View of the sea. It's nice and flat. It's just quiet, lovely place for a walk.
And other days maybe not so much.
I've absolutely no idea how much further I've got to go. Oh, I'm so sick. Mud is just everywhere. Absolutely no idea where I am, how far I've got to go. It's just endless mud.
But yeah, I have to admit, I pretty much stopped doing the gym workouts at that point. Sorry, GPT. But yeah, in my head, I'm just kind of thinking like it's only a walk, right? I just got to keep walking. How hard can it be, really?
And we are just asking for those in the 7 a.m. wave to make their way to the start line.
Okay, so the first day started out fab. Like, the weather was honestly perfect the whole weekend. It was dry, but overcast, we didn't get wet and we didn't get burnt. So literally could not have asked for better weather. Before we started, we were given the sheet with all the distances to each rest stop and what would be like available at each one. I literally clung to this thing like a lifeline for the whole weekend, constantly checking to see when the next rest stop was. The first one, it turned out, was about 12 kilometers from the starting point. This part was just awesome. We were feeling great. We were like around loads of other people and the vibe was really good. We got to this first stop and filled up on all the snacky snacks and the coffee in our little reusable cups before heading out on the next stretch. If I remember correctly, this part was like really hilly and loads of people around us were getting like super upset about the hills. But for me, it felt like such a welcome break from the flat ground and a chance to use different muscles. After another 11k, we made it to the next stop, which allowed us to grab some lunch and rest our legs. At this point, I was already more tired than I would have liked and left this stop feeling slightly less upbeat, knowing we had 2 long stretches of 15k each to see us to the end of the day. Stop 3 though was probably the best one of the whole weekend. These snacks were just on point. These like little tubs of popcorn and also a massive pick and mix sweet stand. We spent a little longer here to allow for Robin to get her feet taped up by the medics. First of all, shout out to those medics who saw and dealt with pretty much nothing but sweaty, disgusting feet full of blisters all weekend. And second, shout out to my sister who, despite ending up with probably more tape than foot by the end of the weekend, pushed through the pain to walk on her absolutely battered feet. With pockets full of sweets, we headed out for the final 15k of the day, which I'm pretty sure lasted about 3 years. It just seemed to go on and on as our pace got slower with our sore feet and tired limbs. Eventually, we spotted the final stop for the day and hobbled down this long hill to reach it. We shoveled down some food and found our tent, regretting every life decision that had led us up to the point of having to get up tomorrow morning and do it all again. I remember seeing some people at this point on the continuous event, like picking themselves up to head out into the night for another 50k, and knew at least I had made one decision right. So days 2 started in a lot of pain. We were like so stiff, our feet had swelled overnight, barely get on our shoes because of our blisters. But we set off knowing it was only 9.5k to the first stop of the day. We were rewarded with some absolutely stunning scenery on this part. It was 15.5 kilometres to our next rest stop, the longest stretch of the entire weekend, and this was probably my darkest moment. Large portions of this section were like across flat tarmac, which gave absolutely no comfort to our aching muscles. When we made it to the stop, I literally didn't want to speak to anyone. All I wanted to do was contemplate the 22k we still had left to walk that day. 14.5k later, we stumbled into the 3rd rest stop for the day, and the atmosphere already felt different. It was only 7.5k now to the end, and everybody who we saw in that little village hall, although tired, had a little spark of hope in them. The end was in sight. The next time we stopped, it would be at the finish line.
Oh, look at that.
A couple more finishes as well. Congratulations, welcome back to where you were yesterday morning. A couple of weeks ago, that competition was yesterday.
I was going to say,
that's not a finisher picture, I don't know what is.
After some food and a short rest, I had to make the drive back home. I think I made it back at like 10 p.m. and just like collapsed onto bed, waking up in the morning like still with all my kit on and everything. I remember that day my feet were so swollen and I'm pretty sure Robin didn't have any toenails left at this point, but we'd done it. This random challenge I had conjured up one day with no experience, sketchy training and no idea what to expect. I'm so proud of us for making it to the end. Looking back from the comfort of the following year, I can say I massively enjoyed this challenge. I learned that I probably should have paid better attention to my training plan. Perhaps with those gym sessions, my legs wouldn't have died so early on and it would have been a bit more enjoyable at the time. I would highly recommend an event with Ultra Challenge. It was organised so well, like really well signposted, excellent food, and the vibe was just fantastic. I would definitely do another event with him and have even considered signing up for the 100-kilometre continuous event. As I'm not a complete nutter and didn't really like the idea of stumbling around the dark on legs that no longer work. Anyway, thanks for watching this video on my Cotswolds Way Ultra Challenge. I will leave some relevant links down in the description below if you are interested in taking part in something like this. Also, if this video was your vibe, then I will link a similar video for you to watch next. And if you never want to miss any of my future videos, then you know what to do.